a star of today's video. She got married 8 times. So we're gonna see all her 8 dresses right now, as if she's an ostrich. This is pretty rare footage colored video of her wedding with Arthur Miller. Hello guys, so last week we were talking about wedding dresses for the body types, and today I'm gonna talk a little bit more about this, and we're just gonna observe celebrities that represent this or that type from David Kibbe's list. We're gonna see what kind of dresses they were wearing. I probably will throw a little bit of my opinion in that, but I will try to be as objective and as close to the Metamorphosis book as possible. If you're new to this channel, again, I have a playlist of my body type series. I'm gonna leave the link down below. I was searching in Google celebrity's name and the words wedding or wedding gown or wedding dress. So I don't know if she was wearing this dress actually on her wedding or as a stylization for magazines. Sometimes that's a role in a movie, and sometimes that looks like a wedding dress, but it's actually just a red carpet dress. But it doesn't matter too much, right? We're gonna only talk about the lines, the silhouette, and the advice for this or that type, and we're gonna just see real examples. Now we're gonna talk about dramatics, and I found several dramatics wearing different kinds of wedding dresses. Beautiful wedding day of Amal and George Clooney. So she was wearing an off-the-shoulder lace Oscar de la Renta ensemble that cost $380,000. Very delicate top of the dress and insanely long skirt. That looks amazing on her. She had very simple wavy hairdo, just the way that she normally does, and then on her head she had a long veil. It's very traditional, classic, kind of rich looking but still simple dress, and it looks stunning on her. This is Cate Blanchett. I'm not sure that's her actual wedding dress, but she does look stunning in that because it's really for dramatics. It's very clean, sleek surface, narrow dress. It has asymmetry, it has elongation, it doesn't have any waist emphasis, it's just long vertical line. It has very glide, clean surface. It doesn't have any additions to that. No ruffles, no flowers, nothing noisy. Very, very clean and sleek. So it looks stunning for any dramatic. And another dramatic that we have, Keira Knightley. I think this is her real wedding dress, but they said that she was wearing it several times after her wedding. It's kind of like that ballerina dress, but the good point here is that it's slightly sleek, maybe a little bit not for dramatics. They still look a little bit better without waist emphasis and slightly elongated torso, elongated skirt, and something narrow. Not something too weightless and soft. But still, I think as far as it's quite sleek looking and quite clean looking without too many additions and without too many bouffants and flowers, quite clean neckline. I think that looks great on her. Now let's go to soft dramatics. This is Christina Hendricks in her wedding dress. I suppose it's her real wedding. So you can see soft dramatics, they need to accommodate their curves. The fabric of the dress is still quite stiff. It keeps its shape. It has some sheer fabric on top to soften the dress, and then she has some drapes around the boobs area. That normally looks amazing for soft dramatics. The dress still looks quite elongated, and then that beautiful light veil on her head looks great. Another soft dramatic, Sofia Vergara. But here we can see similar shape of the dress like Christina Hendricks. Open neck, but she doesn't have any drapes here, but she has a lot of ornateness here on her dress. Ornateness looks amazing on soft dramatics, so she really knew what she was going for. And that huge long tail, which has huge drapes, that also looks royal on them. Here is the wedding dress of Sophia Loren in the movie. Isn't it slightly similar to that Marilyn Monroe dress that she was wearing in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes? Maybe it's kind of like that cliche of the 50s, 60s. So we can see here big ornateness, big white flowers on a sheer background. Looks absolutely stunning on soft dramatics. Quite big shape still, not very sleek dress. Looks great. There are not so many classics. David Kibbe doesn't even use pure classics anymore. He says everyone is whether on a softer side or more dramatic side. The only example we have is probably Grace Kelly, right? Even though now I think she is in a soft classic category in his list, we're still gonna look at her as an example of our classic. This is Grace Kelly in her wedding. Her dress is very covered. It's very modest. It's hiding her whole body. It's very ladylike. It's not over the top at the same time, not super puffy, but not very sleek as well. And it's very symmetrical. It looks great on classics. Now let's go to soft classic. Denis Benton, if I pronounced it correctly. I think she had real wedding. That was her beautiful dress, and I think it's very soft classic dress. It's not over the top, it's not very sleek, and it's not very voluptuous. It doesn't have many bouffants. It's very traditional though, and it has this long tail on the back. Beautiful. This is Jessica Chastain dress, and this dress is with open neckline. It has this corset and then pretty narrow skirt. It's very modest dress again. Her hair is on the back, black, nothing additional, not too many things. She doesn't even have any necklace. So this dress is very soft classic. Marion Cotillard. I don't know if that dress was for a movie or it was her real wedding. It's slightly funny to me how, first of all, the fabric looks like it's a blanket fabric, but not like a dress fabric. It's slightly wrinkly and it's kind of stiff. Yeah, this fabric keeps its shape. The shape of this dress is quite funny because on top it looks just like a tank top, and then on the bottom it goes to a huge skirt. And then her hair is kind of interesting, as if she's riding her bicycle on Saturday morning. So that's quite strange for me on soft classic, but still, as far as she is very beautiful, I think that's totally cool. Now we have very interesting wedding. Dita Von Teese, she's in David Kibbe's list as a soft classic, and Marilyn Manson. So we can see that she was a vamp woman in that purple dress. This dress has huge drapes, but still, as far as the waist is very cinched, she looks like a statuette. And of course, all the rest of the attributes of that vampire scene was there, so I think they have good sense of humor. Now let's talk about dramatic classic. Olivia Palermo, she is a fashionista. She has crazy wardrobe, which I'm a big fan of actually. She has very interesting wedding dress because I was looking forward to find her pictures of her wedding, and this is what I found. Her dress is interesting, as if she has that white top and white mini skirt, as if it's part of her everyday wardrobe. And then on top of that, she has very big bouffant see-through skirt, as if they were just walking and decided to get married, and then the first thing that she could think of, she just puts that fabric around her waist and she said, okay, I'm ready, this is my wedding dress. And this ponytail also looks very casual, which I think is quite interesting. Here's Lily Eldridge, and I believe this is her real wedding day, and I think her dress is again very classic, very minimalistic, nothing additional. She's that very traditional bride with that beautiful veil on her hair. Her hair is very relaxed, nothing stiff. Her dress is narrow, slightly on a stiffer side, but with some ornateness on the surface. So I think it's very beautiful. She doesn't have any necklaces, any bracelets. Everything is very clean and very simple. Now let's go to Theatrical Romantic. Here's Salma Hayek wedding dress, and I think it's beautiful on her. That top part has a lot of small ornateness. This is perfect for Theatrical Romantics. It has sparkles. Her torso part is very narrow shaped. It's very delicate. The skirt, probably I would choose a little bit more gentle, but still she looks like a doll here. Now Rachel McAdams, and I think this is from the movie. So she's wearing that pink short dress. I think that dress is slightly little girlish for any type, I would say, for a wedding as well. But as far as she is a Theatrical Romantic, she, for her wedding, would probably choose something different, something more narrow, more sleek, with more ornateness, and not this little girlish vibe. But still, it's better than, for example, if she would wear something very straight. This is Mila Kunis, and I think this is from the movie, this dress. I think it's quite good on her. It's narrow, it's delicate, it's very lightweight. It has small ornateness, it has lace in it, and it's very classic looking. But this one, as I googled, that was the real wedding with Ashton Kutcher, and that dress, probably I would change skirt. I would probably choose a tulip skirt if she would want to go for something shorter, like a knee length, or I would choose something a little bit longer and more trumpet shape. Now let's go to romantic. Even though I'm trying to show you more modern examples, when we talk about romantics, I can't not talk about Marilyn Monroe. This is pretty rare footage that I just found. It's actually a colored video of her wedding with Arthur Miller, so we can see that wedding dress, which is very lightweight and princess-like. So perfect for romantics. It has those drapes around her bust area and lower. It looks so gentle on her. First time she got married, she was very young, and this is just very regular, very classic, that bride dress that we are very used to. Looks amazing on her. This is, I believe, Beyonce's wedding day. As you can see, she has a lot of draping on her dress. It doesn't have any neckline. I think she looks like a cake in this dress. Very beautiful. It looks like a cream around her body. So I love it. Now we have a star of today's video, and this is Elizabeth Taylor, because she got married 8 times. So we're gonna see all her 8 dresses right now. So on her first wedding, she got married to Conrad Hilton in 1950. She is wearing that traditional dress with tiny waist, very princess-like, with high neckline. It's made with atlas, it's very shining, and it has that traditional long veil. It had long sleeves, a full A-line skirt, and seed pearl embellishments. And the illusion of an off-shoulder sweetheart neckline was created with a sheer high neck overlay, which was emphasized by pearl, tiara, and veil. Her wedding number 2, she got married to Michael Wilding in 1952. So we can see another new look dress, but it doesn't even look like wedding dress. She just chose a serious look in a modest flared suit with a white collar. Now, in 1957, she got married with Michael Todd. So she wore a very dramatic pastel blue hooded silk organza gown. The picture is black and white, of course, but they said it was pastel blue. Very beautiful, again, very romantic, very traditional. In 1959, she got married to Eddie Fisher. So this time she chose a green silk A-line dress completed with a hood and translucent long sleeves. Also, those drapes and that soft outline looks great on romantics, and also it suits her coloration, I think, because she's super bright. So her next wedding was in 1964. She got married to Richard Burton, and she chose this yellow dress. It's called marigold hued chiffon baby doll dress, and then she completed the look with some flowers of the valley weaved into a dramatic braided updo and topped off the knee-length dress with a diamond and emerald Bulgari brooch. I think it looks very cute on her. Romantics normally look a little bit better not in baby doll dresses, but with waist that is around their actual waist, not like high-waisted. But still, if it's not too wide and bulky looking, I think that looks great. Then in 1975, she got married to the same guy, Richard Burton, again. This time she decided to choose 1970s free spirit hippie dress in all colors of the rainbow, embroidered with tiny feathers and beading. And then she made an updo of ribbons and flowers that completed that boho vibe. I noticed that that time she especially was interested in that boho style. I didn't see dresses like that before. And again, it has that high waist. It gives more like a hippie or boho vibe. And as far as it's narrow and the drapes are quite small, that looks amazing. Then in 1976, she got married to Senator John Warner. So it was a winter wedding ceremony on her husband's farm in Virginia. So she wore a violet cashmere dress that was topped with tweed and fur coat and matching turban. That outfit is not quite wedding, but still that looks very nice on her as an outfit. Then in 1991, she got married to Larry Fortnesky. So the wedding took place at Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch in California. So she wore a pale yellow lace Valentina gown in very deep tan. It was huge skirt, plunging neckline, and long sleeves. She also had that huge 80s hairdo at that time. And the dress is very beautiful. It has a lot of lace in that, and it's very romantic looking. Now let's go to naturals. Again, not so many naturals out there now because David Kibbe also said that pure naturals rarely exist. It's mostly soft natural or flamboyant natural. So previously in David Kibbe's list, we had Lana Del Rey as a natural. So this is the wedding dress that she has without anything extra voluptuous, and it's quite free in its shape. However, it's quite narrow at the same time. That actually what looks best on naturals. Liv Tyler used to be another representative of natural. Probably now he will put her into flamboyant naturals category, but still I'm gonna use her as an example. So we can see here high-waisted dress. This style of a dress is quite 18th century. When she was playing Tatiana in the movie Onegin by Russian poet Pushkin, maybe she was inspired by that particular look, and it actually looks quite nice on naturals because it's quite narrow but still a little bit free and not very sleek. Very simple hairstyle as well. No necklaces, no bracelets, nothing. For flamboyant naturals, I'm gonna show you a little bit more options. There are much more celebrities in this category, first of all. And second of all, they're all slightly different, and the variety of wedding dresses that they were wearing is different. Tracy Ellis Ross. I'm not sure that's her wedding dress, but Google showed me this dress. So just in general, for flamboyant naturals, I just wanted to show you that is such a great dress. It's kind of like pieces of fabric wrapped around her body, along with that extra fabric on her shoulders. That gives such an elongation, such a freedom, covers the shoulders. That is an amazing thing for flamboyant naturals. Now we have Jennifer Lawrence. Probably this is just a red carpet dress for a not real wedding, but we can see thicker straps. We have long neckline. We have quite delicate torso still, and very flowing big skirt. Something flowing big and quite relaxed hair as well that looks great on them. This is Cameron Diaz. I'm not sure if that's her real wedding day or not, but this is just what Google showed me. She's wearing that small dress with shiny surface. Normally that's not the best thing for flamboyant naturals. Sometimes their top can look quite massive comparing to that sleekness of the dress. The fact that it's asymmetric is a great thing because the asymmetry of this dress is helping a lot to create more vertical lines line rather than horizontal line for her and not cutting her body into horizontal pieces. That part is amazing. This is Julia Roberts. I think it's in a movie. Beautiful dress with opened neck, open shoulders. It's narrow at the waist and then it goes wider to the bottom. It looks very classic with her free and huge hair that looks stunning. This is Blake Lively and I believe that is her real wedding dress. That's a little bit strange to me because they normally look a bit better with more opened neckline. Otherwise, if the neckline is so high, it's quite closed and restricted. So they need a little bit more freedom normally. The fact that her legs are seen, I think that's a cool attribute. She kind of is wearing that mini but at the same time that long dress and it looks great. It looks free, it has some flowers in it, and her hair also I think is stunning for flamboyant natural type. This is I believe Claudia Schiffer real wedding, and I think that is an amazing dress. Claudia Schiffer, she's one of those flamboyant naturals that have a little bit narrower bones, but she's still not dramatic. She has more tendency towards flamboyant natural still. She's not as sharp. She has still slightly blunt bones. However, her rib cage is not very wide and her shoulders are not very wide. So for her, that type of a dress actually looks quite delicate and quite classy. This is Cindy Crawford and she decided to get married in chemise dress. Then when Cindy Crawford was asked about if she regrets about this short wedding dress, she said, "My wedding with Randy was exactly what we wanted and I probably would do the same thing again." It's funny, Randy is such a reason why I wore a short dress. I didn't actually walk down the aisle because we walked each other down to the beach, but for me I wanted my husband to see me and I wanted him to be excited about the bride he was seeing. How cute that is, yeah? Now that is an interesting one. Sarah Jessica Parker was actually getting married in black dress. That was very interesting choice. Nowadays she says that she would choose something different if she would get married now. They got married in 1997 and they're still together, so some people say probably it's a good luck to have that kind of a dress. Now she says that she wore it then to avoid drawing attention to herself. That may also have been because the wedding was a surprise to everyone but the couple. People sometimes make this interesting choices. Sarah Jessica Parker is a flamboyant natural and this dress is quite interesting on her, I would say, but I think it fits her. I think it does look great on her. It is very sleek on top and it has a lot of different drapes and bouffants on the bottom. But in black color, it looks especially interesting, quite vamp. Now let's go to soft natural. So I found this picture of Jennifer Lopez wearing this dress and I think this dress is so good on her, so stunning. Even though soft naturals look a little bit better with open neckline, not this closed and not this high, that dress still doesn't look as restricted, maybe because of the ruffles that look very lightweight. They almost look like feathers down there, and also this beautiful trumpet-like mermaid skirt, and then those gentle sleeves and open arms. Chrissy Teigen, I think that is her real wedding dress. She herself is quite rounded and she has prominent cheekbones and quite wide bone structure. So for her, that huge skirt and then that opened torso dress looks stunning in my viewpoint. Again, it looks very, very traditional, very classic, and it has some additional yin in that. Also, it has that asymmetry that looks stunning on soft naturals. Then we have Kate Upton. I don't know if it's real wedding or from the movie, probably it's real. So her dress again looks very traditional, very classic. It has some flowers on a sheer surface on her neckline. It still looks quite feminine, close to the body but loose, and her hair is amazing. It has side parting, which is great for them, asymmetry, long hair, some waves, and a veil. Now let's go to gamines. And nowadays gamines also don't exist in David Kibbe's theory because he says 50-50 yin-yang kind of doesn't exist. Everybody is leaning whether towards softness or sharpness. So first gamine we can talk about is Audrey Tautou. And I just wanted you to check out her stockings and her cute shoes. Those are the shoes of a little girl or shoes of the 50s. She looks like a doll here. As far as now gamines don't exist and everybody goes whether to softer or sharper version, I would put her maybe to soft gamines. She's a little bit too dry from my viewpoint to be soft gamine still, so I would choose maybe a little bit less puffy skirt for her, just a little bit narrower, but still I think the fact that she chose a shorter dress, the fact that she chose higher neckline, and she put her hair up, that looks very fresh and cute on her. Next gamine from older David Kibbe's celebrities list is Jean Seberg. Right now, he probably would put her to soft gamines. She's a little bit on a softer side. After that famous pixie cut that she did, she definitely tended to look a little bit more dry, so she looked more like a gamine. On this picture though, I can't see if she has that pixie or she has that longer hair. Anyway, she looks like a little doll. Normally for gamines that look a little bit drier than her, that kind of bouffant skirt would look a little bit too much. Also, that high waist would look probably a little bit too much. For soft gamines though, that is a cute thing. And that nice veil on her hair, amazing. Now let's go to Flamboyant gamine. So this is Flamboyant gamine Audrey Hepburn, and this is her real wedding day. I'm in love with this dress. It's very unusual actually. I've never seen such an interesting shape of a dress before. It has high collar like a bouton of a flower. It has a row of buttons at the front, and then she has those bouffant sleeves that end at the elbow, and then she has those slim gloves. Also, this dress has new look silhouette. The skirt is on a shorter side and it's puffy. Also, she has the several flowers on her hair, and she always was pulling her hair away from her face. Normally, anything bouffant looks quite strange on flamboyant gamines, but in this case, everything else is fitted, waist is cinched, ankles are shown, wrists are shown, and she has this very long and narrow neck and opened face. So that all creates this very lightweight silhouette, and I'm in love with this look. Now we have Lea Michele wedding dress, and I think she's so tiny, so this dress is a little bit dragging her down. Sometimes for some tiny flamboyant gamines, this shape of a dress with pretty low neckline and long skirt at the same time is making them look slightly heavier and kind of pulling them to the ground. Good thing though that she has sleek hair away from her face. Opening neck is always helping. So many flamboyant gamines, they have this unbalanced proportions, so sometimes they can have, for example, big torso and long arms along with shorter legs. So in this case, when they do have these proportions, kind of like Lea Michele, so this is what happens sometimes. The long dress with a bouffant skirt can really drag them down a little bit, especially if the skirt is quite wide and not narrow or not mermaid shape. So platforms can help, higher neckline can help, or necklace that is done as a choker, and also some bracelets on the arms to make arms look slightly shorter also can help. Now we have Kate Bosworth, and she looks slightly on a taller side. She looks closer to Audrey Hepburn. So in her case, and I assume that she has some platforms or high heels, so in her case, that type of a dress is not dragging her down. Maybe it's also due to the angle of the picture. Also, the dress has narrow vertical line up until it widens at the bottom. So just in general, we do see that long vertical line within her smallish frame. Julia Garner, I think that is her real wedding day. She was wearing a suit. She has very crazy curly hair, but she doesn't style it as a 50s glam, of course. She has more of an 80s hairdo, I would say. And then she has this very classic white shoes, a very interesting quite elongated suit with wide and long pants and elongated blazer. And I think that looks quite cool on her. She's very angular girl in a best sense of this word. She has a lot of sharpness about her, so that suit I think is great for her. Now, one of the stars of today's video is Tina Turner. And you can see what kind of dress she chose for her wedding. And you know what? I like it. It's very much in her style. Of course, she takes into account what she's doing for life and what's her image in her profession. She has beautiful smallish figure. She's quite narrow, she's slightly broad, she has some musculature, so we can see that she has those sheer leggings, I think with some sparkles on them, kind of like as a base for her dress, and then she has the sleek top and the interesting green bouffant skirt that is made with this paper-like fabric and slightly metallic. It has some sheen to it. It looks like green smoke clouds that are appearing under her skirt. I think it's funny at the same time, but I think it's so cool at the same time. I love her. I'm a big fan of her singing. I think she's such a doll. Now let's go to soft gamine. So normally when soft gamines are wearing wedding dresses, I noticed that they look like Disney princesses. So this is Anna Sophia Robb. Again, quite low neckline, but at the same time she has that scarf on her neck, which is a very good thing for soft gamines. If you do have a dress with a bustier without any neckline, you can definitely use this trick and you can get this white lightweight scarf around your neck or a choker necklace. That will also help you to balance your proportions. Also, she has her hair up. When it's open in the neck, it also helps. It looks very sensual and also much more lightweight and not dragged to the ground. This veil on her hair stunning. And that skirt is not very bouffant. It's kind of looking down slightly, but it's very lightweight looking. And it has those small drapes. If it had big drapes, that would look absolutely different. So you can't even imagine how sometimes the size of the drapes changes the look. Sarah Hyland, another princess today, and she has amazing asymmetrical dress with very interesting bouffant sleeves, kind of like a Snow White slightly. And then she has this mermaid skirt. She has exactly what is great for soft gamines. Also her hair, it's not long, it's not dragging her down, it's a little bit on the back. She has some waves at the front and her neck is seen. Beautiful. Lucy Hale, and I think it's from the movie. Again, we can see this trumpet skirt that looks great on soft gamines. We can see higher neckline. It's a little bit too ornate probably for me, but still it looks quite cool on her. With those bouffant sleeves, with those flowers, and also we can see accentuated waist with those stones. Now we have Reese Witherspoon, and I think that's her real wedding dress. It's a little bit hard on the pictures to tell if it's pure white or it has some cream or a little bit pink color. Again, we can see bustier, so no neckline, very low neckline. For them, sometimes it can push them down, but great that she has accentuated waist. I think that's some kind of a colorful belt in there. So I love this fact because when she showed her waist, she kind of cuts her body into two pieces and kind of shows us where's the center of her body. So by centralizing the proportions, she looks more elongated and more proportionate within her own small frame. Also, she has this long veil, and I love the fact that her skirt has quite small drapes and it's not super bouffant, but it's slightly elongated and vertical. And last but not least, Hayden Panettiere. I think it's not her real wedding dresses. I think that was stylization for the magazine. So we have two dresses here. First dress, she looks just like a little doll here in this dress. And I think this type of a dress looks amazing on soft gamines, on young soft gamines especially. This fluffy skirt as if she's an ostrich. And then bustier top that is very delicate and very cinched. Her hair on the back, there's some kind of simplicity about this look. Very minimalistic jewelry and nothing on the neck as I can see. And here's the second dress. And this dress is dragging her down a little bit. You know, sometimes some soft gamines, they're so tiny, even if they're wearing high heels or quite high platforms with that kind of dresses, if the dress sits quite low on the body with this bustier line, especially if the line is just horizontal like she has, not too rounded shapes on the boobs, but just this straight line, sometimes it can drag them down to the ground a little bit, especially if they're not wearing anything on their neck, any choker necklaces and things like this. That bouffant skirt that is very long also sometimes can drag them down because it has a lot of horizontal tendency in it too because it's just wide. But what is great here is that her hair is on a shorter side. Maybe if she would have a tall bun, that would be slightly better because she would open her neck and it would stretch her up a little bit more. Just in general, as I said, I like it. I think it's very cute. Alright, that's it. Smash the like button because this way YouTube recommends my video to 10 more people just from your one like. And also press the join button or subscribe on my Patreon. I'm gonna leave the link down below. This way you will support me so much and you will see my videos earlier and I will answer your questions as well. Thank you so much guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.